Lunch comic book news coming at you.
Hey.
It's been a while since we've been on the air, but we're back after a little bit of a hiatus.
Holiday season.
I've had a cold, which has messed up my voice for the past couple weeks, and kind of starting to get it back a little bit. It's still kind of here. It's still kind of messed up a little bit.
Is that right?
But not too bad.
What are you suffering from?
A cold.
Can you hear me all right?
I can. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Fantastic.
Can you guys
So we're
hear
here
us?
with Tim, Matt,
Hey.
and Marc are here with you. Giving you a whole bunch of comic book news today. We got some good, interesting stuff. We're going to delve deep into the whole Disney Fox issue. We're also going to talk a little bit about Michael Bendis, possibly, some news there. We'll talk about that. And we're also got our picks and a whole lot more.
And
before we go to a break, we
we're
have
giving-
prizes today.
we're giving
We're
stuff
giving
away.
things away.
Yeah, we're going to give 2 prizes away. So,
Do you want to show the people the prizes? It's on Facebook Live.
you know what? Stay tuned.
Ooh, during the break, we're going to show them.
Yeah, we've already got J. Bean Miller watching, and our friend Ange is watching, and we've got Tyler over. Tyler, I
So
hope you're
if
all right
you're-
out there.
So if you're following on the Facebook Live, we're going to tell you the rules and regulations on how you can win some prizes from us here at the Free Lunch Comic Book News. Well, stay tuned for that, and we'll be back with more in just a bit.
What are we going to hear from? What are we sponsoring?
We're
here?
going to the My Jam, everybody. So hear a little about that, and we'll be back with more in just a bit. It is the Free Lunch Comic Book News.
Come to the Terrafil Mill in Simsbury, Connecticut for the Monday Night Jam. Monday Night Jams are creative outlets for all ages. Kids from 7 to 13 come to the Free Lunch Studios in the Terrafil Mill from 5 to 6. Adults, 6 to 8:30. Come in, network, work with fellow talents, write, or just talk. Free Lunch Studios, Terrafil, Connecticut.
Free Lunch Comic Book News, back at it. Here again, we're ready for the news. It's news time, everybody. Buckle up. Get yourself some news.
Live from the Facebook, the Free Lunch Facebook comic book news page.
Yes.
I'm going to start it off. This caught me off guard. I was driving home from a lecture over in Canton, and I sat down. I bought some food from a clown in the area there,
An actual clown?
yeah, an actual clown. And I sat down, and they had one of those flat screen TVs, and this made national news. If you're into the comic scene, you're probably aware of this already, but if you're not, Brian Michael Bendis has left Marvel and is signed with DC Comics. This is a big deal. I don't know what Brian didn't get to touch while he was at when he was at Marvel. He did a lot. He did a lot of great work.
Could that be the reason? But he's just done everything? It's boring now?
That's valid.
Or is it because DC's kind of at the top of the game right now?
Comics-wise, yeah.
Comic-wise, yes.
Yeah, DC is definitely
Yeah.
superior at this point.
They're doing a lot of fun and exciting things. Like, I feel like when we do the news and we're talking about our picks and the Comic Watch, I feel like DC kind of comes out on top with new and exciting projects. Where with Marvel, we kind of fall into the same routines with Star Wars and Deadpool and then tie-ins. But does DC fall to that too? Do they?
I mean,
DC's been too much involved in reinventing themselves over and over and over again, in my opinion.
Who has?
DC.
Yeah, well,
well,
they're
lately,
Rebirth, and then, has Batman been Batman, in a prolonged period of time for the past, year and a half?
See, if I look here, I don't read. I just picked up a Batman book today, though, and I don't buy that stuff.
plus the metal stuff that they're doing seems to be doing really well.
It's the top-selling book. The 3rd issue is the top-selling book here for July.
Maybe it's just, maybe...
And
Like
Batman...
I said, if he's touched everything at Marvel, I would assume...
Take a look. Ready?
What else are you going to do?
Ready, Mark? Take a look at the top 10 here. Batman takes up Dark Knights. Does that count as him?
Yeah. I mean, it's DC.
So that's the number 1 spot. He also has the number 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10 spots in the top 10.
Wasn't Batman the most spread out comic of all the comic books?
Most spread out.
There's multiple versions of Batman. There's not just
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
there's
Batman.
thousands.
There's
Well, they also just did White Knight just started.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And like that's
I
Batman.
think I
as a
picked
bad
that.
guy. Yeah.
For those of you watching at home, I'm pointing at the screen. That was my pick. You remember that? And you know what's coming up soon too, is that the fully painted Batman book.
Yeah.
Like I just, everybody knows that Batman's the top seller at DC.
Yeah. So I mean, could that just be it? It's just there's also, like I was saying, there's not just Batman. You have the Batman Detective Comics. You got Batman this, Batman that, Batman and Robin, Batman 66, Shadow and Batman. You got he's like in every book just about.
But they, what's nice and refreshing about it? They're not all linked.
Well, that's their thing. Is
they're not tricking you into
as
buying
opposed
other
to
things.
Marvel, where everything's linked together.
Yeah, and I think that's tough. Like when you're
And I feel like I was saying, if I was working at Marvel, like you had said, he's pretty much touched everything. What else is there to do?
right. Yeah, it could be he's ready to go.
I know DC. I talked about on a previous podcast. DC is doing like a new wave of heroes. That's like
Yeah.
new characters, new teams, which I'm super into, and I think they're doing it right. Like they're keeping it interesting, and I think I could see if I was working with Marvel for years, being like, you know what, I want to go see what they're doing over there because that looks awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
This isn't like an uncommon thing either. It's like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
it does happen a lot. Yeah, and what's interesting
It's just
is
like,
Brian Michael Bendis' name is at the back of all the movies.
yeah.
That's pretty heavy.
It's gonna be awkward.
It is going to be awkward.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. It's
That's
kind of
true.
like, I mean, for this one, it's like a big time, like Tom Brady playing for a different team.
Well, but
Kinda
let's
deal.
to keep this in perspective,
It's like if Jeff Johns moved to Marvel.
they're not as divided as the fan base,
No,
right? They're all working. They all have an understanding that work is
buddies.
work, and
job to job.
that's right. Yeah. So good for him, to be able to swim in a new pond.
DC's money is just as green as Marvel's is.
Well, that's right. And I wonder if does he live in New York or does he live in?
I don't know exactly where he lives. I don't stalk him. I'm sorry.
No, I don't either.
I normally do,
Tim?
but I lost track of him
You
about a week ago.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
He's off the grid. All right, what's the other news thing? That was
The big
that's a
news,
big
other
thing.
big news, which is if you have not lived under a rock for the past month, Disney has been trying to purchase 21st Century Fox.
Quick caveat here: we usually don't talk about stuff that's outside the printed comic.
That is
realm.
correct. But
But this is kind of big.
This is about as close you can get to huge implications on everything Marvel as you can get. The reason why, if you don't know, is because 21st Century Fox owns the rights to Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Deadpool, and I think they might own a couple other little random players as well. But the reasoning is Fox doesn't want to do movies anymore.
Is that right?
It's costing them too much money. In their opinion, they're losing money on it. They want to just focus on their television and news properties, and that's it. So they've been trying to shop around a lot to a lot of different people. Disney is the one that's come up with the most money and has been like
To buy back their own stuff.
basically just to buy back the rights to their own, exactly, to buy the rights back to their own stuff.
So is
Not only
Disney?
that, but they would also buy all the movie department,
That's where I was going.
which would not just be 21st Century Fox movies.
or 20th Century Fox.
Well, it's 21st Century Fox.
They changed
Yeah,
it.
they did. Yeah, movies. Yeah. Well, 20th, 21st century, whichever. The movie department. But it doesn't just cover just the movie department. It also covers the FX channel and FXX as well.
Interesting.
So those channels would also go to the mouse. So the big, huge thing that would be for Marvel, like we were saying, is Marvel Studios would now get back Fantastic Four, and they would also get back all the X-Men properties,
It'd be interesting to see.
which
the-
includes Dark Phoenix,
the Wolverine.
and X-Men, and Deadpool. And a counterpart on another podcast I do is not thrilled about this because he's afraid that Disney will dumb down Deadpool and make him PG. Where I, on the other hand, think I don't think that will happen.
I don't think
they
it'll
will
happen
still
either.
keep the same thing. They'll just have Fox to be a counter, like they'll name it a different name or something, and they'll just be a part of. I mean, Marvel Max happened. I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
if they could just
Netflix-
make it Marvel
Netflix,
Max
yeah.
movies.
Like the Disney properties own the Netflix programming, and that's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's pretty violent.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
So I don't worry about it. So
But I like them being scared.
you do. 'cause
I really do.
you want them all to be PG
Well,
movies.
Tim will tell you. Like we had the kids
You want
jam.
them all to be G movies.
We had a kid. He comes into the kids jam for the first time, He's like, "Do you guys have comics here?" You're like, "Yeah. What kind of comics?" You're like, "The kid's like 3.5 feet tall. And he's like Deadpool and Harley Quinn." I'm like, "No, we ain't got none of that here for you." And it's all he wanted. And it's like,
That's all the kids. That's all they want to want. That's all the kids
it's
want.
funny. Oh, we got a shout out here for Tim. Some girl says on Facebook Live, "Hi, Tim." Tim, you got anything? For every girl that says hi, Tim, one article of clothing.
Oh no!
Oh God!
Please no!
That's on his personal website.
Please no! Yeah.
My pants are already off. You just can't see it.
Taco. What?
Oh, Chris Fazakis really chiming in on
lighten it up.
the Marvel content.
Yeah. So what does Fasakas have to say about it?
Carrie spams hi Tim. I love it. Oh, Chris Fazakis says hi Tim.
Oh no!
Not again, Chris.
Chris just wants it off.
Dan just says she writes silence. This is fantastic.
Well, things are getting intense.
Wow.
Tim, close the browser. This is great. See how much fun you get to have if you're following on Facebook Live. We get to interact with the viewers. I love that. I love that we do that. All right, so that's it for the news, right? That's just two big things. We're coming on the holiday. We don't want to bombard you with stuff like, Tim likes Aquaman, Marc likes Star Wars and Deadpool, and I like Conan stuff. There's the news you all need to know.
Yeah, exactly. My voice is shot, so
And
I
he's
can't
still
talk
getting
so
over
much.
the cold. Answer my question. What is your
question?
Here's what we'll do. Chris, we'll take a quick break, and we'll answer your question when we come right back, and we'll come back with the convention report.
Grandpa needs the spectacles to be able to see. So
Yeah. Go ahead. Yep.
all right, so we'll be back with
The convention report.
But first, you get a little bit about Thirsty Thursday, which is happening tonight over at the Free Lunch Studios. So stay tuned for that.
Every Thursday night at Free Lunch Studios in Terriffill, Connecticut, we open the doors to our friends for drinking, gameplay, networking, and our favorite beverage. Come on by Free Lunch Studios in the Terriffill Mill for drink and draw, drink and game, or even drink and learn. Every Thursday night, 7 to 9:30, hosted by Matt Ryan. Come on down, freelunchcomics.com.
And we're back.
It's live, folks. This is how it
It's
happens.
live. It is the comic book news.
And we love hearing about the Thirsty Thursday, so thanks to our
Yes.
sponsor over at Free Lunch Studios.
Yes, thanks to you, Matt. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But
So,
we got a little blurb from the plebeians on the old Facebook Live.
Chris Fazakis
The
chimed
Peanut
in.
Gallery, as I like to call it.
Chris runs a great podcast of his own called the World Builders Podcast, which is really fun.
Oh,
We're gonna
really?
be on.
We're actually going to be on later.
You know, the month of, I think in the first 2 weeks of January, you and Chris's interview is on Angry Geek Show
Oh, that's right, from the Rhode Island.
from Rhode Island Comic Con.
Is it the Rhode Island Comic Con? Yeah. Well, Chris chimed in. He said, "Are you worried about all the cookies tasting the same? If the Fox Disney merger does happen?"
When it comes to Fantastic Four, it couldn't help. It can only help. It couldn't hurt.
I mean, I agree on that.
With
So
X-Men, it's about time it needs a little bit of a jolt. I mean, we're at the
Yeah.
point where they've reinvented it already, so it's not like...
Yeah, I feel like it kind of, not so much a reboot maybe, but a
reinvention.
yeah. And then with Fantastic Four, it definitely could use some help.
Yeah.
Because Fantastic Four is a great team, and I don't like that it's just sitting there and not being used.
They did The Incredibles great.
I mean, yeah.
And those people already have their contracts are already there, so they're not going to eliminate their contracts
But well,
just
is that
because
the,
they're purchasing the company.
but is
All
that,
that stuff's going to come along with the purchase.
but isn't that the concern? Like if it's been mismanaged before, they're going to leave it the same.
No, because Fantastic Four, there's no project in the works.
So okay, so Marvel gives Marvel the opportunity. to
Marvel
do something.
can start from scratch on that.
I really would like something like that to work. Fantastic Four is such a great concept. And I think the biggest question that I have is, could it work with today's audience? Could a family superhero movie, not where you make fun of it. Not where you make fun of it, but if you kind of take it seriously and can entertain a fan base and make it look good.
I mean, why does it have to be like a family? It doesn't have to be a family movie. It's just
It is a family movie.
it's a movie about
Fantastic
a family
Four.
with superpowers.
It is a family movie.
With Fantastic Four, they do a lot better, I think, marketing towards families than.
Well, if you
Or are you
think,
talking about Fantastic Four? Or are you talking about?
I am talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Fantastic Four, yeah, specifically. But
Because I don't see a dark Fantastic Four.
No, I'm not saying
No,
a
I
dark
don't either.
movie, but
Yeah.
I don't see why it has to be a family-friendly movie. It doesn't have to be.
is Avengers
Only-
family friendly?
Not entirely.
I consider it. I consider it.
And there's some dark parts to it.
Yeah, but I
If you
think
really watch it, there's dark parts to it.
But not enough to like make it not kid friendly.
But I mean, I don't see like
Josh Pierce said they should make it a Disney Pixar cartoon. They did that.
it's called The Incredibles.
Yeah, that's coming out this summer.
The second one.
But like maybe a show would be cool.
Yeah, like Gifted is really good,
I really think it would be a great movie.
I do too. I
Would
mean,
be
I'm
a
just
great movie.
spitballing.
but I think they should do a lot of the comic books through 2-in-1. Do
Where it focuses on
focus on the Thing and Human Torch.
maybe. Yeah.
I think Fantastic Four should be done after they've already got their powers. But don't do that again. Everyone who
That's
knows Fantastic Four knows how they got their powers. There's no need for that part.
It's true.
Jump right in and go into. I'm sick of these. Keep making it origin stories. Even with Spider-Man, I didn't think Homecoming should have had an origin in it.
I'm still seeing
is
my
great that it didn't.
I'm still seeing my
That you
therapist
just
because
go-
Martha and Thomas keep getting shot every couple years. Like
Yeah.
I can't get over that.
Or Uncle Ben.
And Uncle Ben
I have
keep
a,
getting
like
shot.
a theory about this is that these directors are fans of the property,
Yeah.
and so for them, being a person who likes to
It's
visualize,
them telling their own story over and over
exactly,
and over
it's
again.
they're like, oh, this is my chance to tell
Yeah.
it the way and shoot
I
it the way
wanna
I've
do it,
always
yeah.
wanted to.
It's true. It's very true.
Like
Well,
that
anyways.
scene did not need to be like the scene
No.
where like it was very well done in Batman vs Superman. Like they do the whole segment of like his parents getting shot. We didn't
Yeah.
need to see that at
no,
all.
no.
I didn't need to see Negan and Maggie as Batman's parents.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Although I
It
thought,
cements them as comic book royalty, though.
yeah.
I guess.
All right, you we ready
But
for the
anyways.
convention report?
Or the comedian as Batman's dad.
Though, could I comment something to Chris's question?
Doomsday.
Disney, we've had this discussion. We were talking about it in the car at one point, and I was saying, is it wrong of Disney to be in charge of all this stuff if they do so well? Like they always.
No. Why would it be?
Well, no, that's what Chris is saying. He's
Disney
like,
owns the world as we speak anyways.
I mean,
so
yeah.
why is this a big deal?
I don't know. I was trying to address Chris's
They
question.
haven't messed up Star Wars yet, so
Yeah. So I think as of right now, they've kind of earned our trust to trust that
Yeah.
they'll do these things well, and if they're doing it well, hopefully
all the Marvel movies they've made have all been good.
doing
true,
it well
basically.
would also mean
Basically,
doing it
I mean-
differently. Yeah. So I think they will.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question, Chris. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for prolonging this segment for 5 extra minutes. All right, now it's time for the convention report.
All right.
Hit it. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's turn up the music on this. 8. All right. So here we are at the tail end of the convention season for the year. December 8th through the 10th in good old Monroeville, Pennsylvania at the Monroeville Convention Center. You got a comic show there. It's called the PA Steel CityCon. Same weekend in Uniondale, New York, Ace Comic Con at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Madison, Wisconsin, this is Sunday only, the Madison Comic Book Convention, Madison, Wisconsin. You're going to have to look it up, kids. That's all the information I have. Wait a minute. There's also in Madison Heights. Okay, yeah, different place. Madison Heights, Michigan. I'm going to stop with the internal thought being spoken out loud. Great Lakes Comic Expo. That's at the United Food
That's
and
all our
Commercial
favorite
Workers.
parts about this is that you do that.
That is a wild one. Madison Heights, Michigan. Great Lakes Comic Expo. That's all I'm going to give you because it gets kind of weird here.
Okay.
Also, December 9th, Richmond, Virginia at the Richmond Comic Con. It's at the Richmond Raceway.
Good place.
Same day, December 9th,
Good times there.
Ocean City, Maryland. Steve Canaris, maybe you can check this out. It's the Ocean City Comic Con. I don't know where it is. That's all they gave me.
That's all we got.
Same day, Richmond, Virginia, Richmond Comic Con. At the Richmond Raceway. Wait. Those jerks put it in twice. All right. To our friends over in Southern California, we wish you the best right now. We know that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
That place is on fire.
With the fires, yeah. We're a lot of sympathy to you guys out there. Best of luck. December 9th and 10th in LA. It's the California Comic Arts, Los Angeles. You're going to have to Google that one. December 10th in Fridley, Minnesota. It's the Minnesota Comic Book Convention. December 17th, Concord, North Carolina. It's the Charlotte Comic Con. That is at the Charlotte Concord Convention Center at Embassy Suites. December 17th, Atlanta, Georgia. All of our friends down in all our friends down in the SCAD area, Atlanta Comic Convention. That's at the Marriott Hotel on 2000 Century Boulevard. See how nice that is, where we can tell you everything and where it is. December 17th, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. It's the Uniontown Comic and Collectibles Show at the Uniontown Mall.
Ooh,
you know, it's funny that you say that.
Funny you mentioned a mall show.
Starting tomorrow up in the Eastfield Mall in Massachusetts.
My neck of the woods.
It wasn't listed. Yeah, like 2 seconds from your place.
Literally 2 seconds from my place.
Eastfield Mall. It's going to be from 9 until 10 tomorrow.
Yes.
9 until 10 on Saturday.
Yes.
And I believe 10 to 7 on Sunday.
Correct.
That is the Eastfield Mall in Eastfield, Mass.
Bulldog.
Easy to get to.
Collectible show.
That's right. We will be there.
On Saturday night, they're also going to have professional wrestling inside the former Macy's store.
What time does that start?
Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling, I believe, at 6 o'clock.
Those guys are great. I love those guys. December 30th, we skip ahead a little bit here. Annandale, Virginia. It's the Schaff Promotions Comic Book and Non-Sports Card Show. That's at the Annandale Fire Station. December 31st, New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
Plainville VFW in Plainville, Connecticut. Cliffs Cons is going to be running that day. We will be there. We would love to see you there. Let's count down to the new year. Have a little bit of fun. Get some comics. January 7th. In Lutherville, Timonian, Maryland. Steve Canaris, this is for you too. Comic book and non-sports card show at the Radisson Hotel, North Baltimore. Right in your backyard, buddy. If you're wandering the streets in the D.C. metro area.
Do what you want to do. Let him tell you what to do.
You can pick up an issue of Magic Bullet. You might see some of our work in there. January 12th through the 14th, Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Albuquerque Comic Con.
Kirk.
Bones. At the Hilton, Albuquerque. Mark Tarrant, that one's for you. January 12th through the 14th, Miami, Florida. Ooh. Paradise City Comic Con at the Miami Airport Convention Center.
Ooh.
Click your heels 3 times. Maybe we'll get there.
You can fly in,
That'd
go to
be
the shuttle,
awesome.
fly right back out.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Let's do it.
January 12th through the 14th, Williamsburg, Virginia, Mars Con. I can't whistle into this microphone. January 13th, Plymouth.
Is that Mars the planet or Mars the candy bar?
Ooh, yes.
Questions.
I'm good for both.
All right.
Plymouth, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Plymouth Comic Con. That's January 13th. January 13th through the 15th, Glendale, Arizona, Ace Comic Con. It's at the Gila River Arena. Mark Tarrant, that's another one you should probably look into.
Yeah.
January 14th, DeLand, Florida. Deland sounds good. It's the Deland Comic and Collectibles Show at the Volusia County Fairgrounds. Ooh, click your heels 3 times. We can get down there too. January 21st. January 21st. 21st in 2018.
You don't hang out with the president too much.
It's the Effington, Pennsylvania. It's the Philadelphia Comic Con in the United States at the Ramada Philadelphia Airport. 76 Industrial Highway. Wow. Philadelphia Comic Con. January 21st.
Those flights are cheap.
This one looks really interesting. January 27th, Charlotte, North Carolina, the Charlotte Minicon at the Grady Cole Center. Good luck to you guys down there in Charlotte. I hope you have a good show. The Charlotte Minicon. Yeah. January 27th. January 28th, Yorba Linda in California. It's the Cal Comic Con. It's at the Yorba Linda Community Center. January 28th. January 28th is also the Pasadena, California comic show. Pasadena Comic-Con, January 28th. And my last show for the convention report, January 28th, is also going to be the CliffsCon, right, at the end of January. That is the return
Shuffle?
of the comic book shuffle.
Whoa.
So we're starting to look for talent for that.
I did last year's. I was gonna say I came in second, and I have no talent whatsoever. So there's a good chance.
So it's
Throwing it out there.
yeah. Well, we've got one of the champions actually watching us live.
I'll swear.
No, it's Kylie.
Oh,
Great reaction. But people have been talking about it, so I'm going to start looking around. For those of you listening,
Chris
comic-
Vasakis. I actually beat Chris Vasakis.
the comic book shuffle is where we randomly match up 5 artists and 5 writers, and they have to complete a 5-page story in 5 hours. And we record the whole thing. It's played out like a reality show, and the stories at the end of the 5-hour segment are put up on display at the comic show January 28th in Plainville, Connecticut, and they're judged by the attendance of the show. Yeah. So it's a great time. The winners and all the other participants from last year, their work will be collected in the comic book and available there for purchase at that show. Yeah. It's going to be a good time. So that's January 28th, a great way to end the convention report.
Tim, did I tell you that I did that last year? And I actually beat Chris Vasakis?
I think he's heard that somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah, according to Chris Vasakis, it was not beating him. He just came in second.
That's still me beating you.
Hashtag dragons. If you're watching
dragons suck.
If you're watching
me and Chris Vasakis both agree that dragons are stupid.
Just remember that you could pick your category, and
the only reason why
pull it out of the hat.
Josue won is because he drew a sick dragon in the middle of his book.
Right now, Josue's
dead center in the middle of the page,
struggling with life. All right, that's it for the convention report. We're going to take a quick break.
Why would you throw that?
Because, his ears are burning right now.
God,
Everybody's talking smack about him winning.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, and look, you just get this mark. You came in last, it says.
They're not coming last.
All right, well, that
The
awkward
two girls
silence.
came in last.
Let's finish the news, the weather forecast, and move on
Chris
to the next
Vasakis
segment.
and I tied, actually, but then I won on the tiebreaker, so boom. If you want to get technical. But anyways. We'll be back with more Freelance Comic Book News.
Be right back.
I'm better than you. Bye.
Cliff's Cons of Plainville, Connecticut. Looking for that hard-to-find comic or that really rare toy, or maybe you're just looking to save a couple bucks on your comic collection? Come on down to the Plainville VFW almost every month of the year to enjoy one of the coolest comic shows around. Cliff's Cons of Plainville. Only 99 cents to get in. Food, donuts, coffee, while supplies last.
All right, and we're back. It's Freelance Comic Book News. It is now time for our picks. We're going to start off with the kid himself. Timmy.
Our internet celebrity.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Tim.
It's me.
Does that one count?
Your friendly
Hi, Tim.
neighborhood
Here's your
Tim.
thing.
Friendly neighborhood intern.
Oh, yes.
Oh, jeez.
Just
tell us your picks. Don't get
Can I tell a funny story? I tried to.
tell a story.
I had to stop short in the
I
car.
need to get out of here quick, but let me tell you this longest story.
Well, it's
Go ahead.
It's funny. I just had to stop short in the car.
Did you put your hand across?
I totally did. I tried to stop Tim from going through the windshield, and it was the
He's
dumbest thing ever.
He's taller than you.
I know.
He's not going through anything.
I tried saving Tim's life.
You just want to touch Tim's chest. Don't lie.
It's true.
Hashtag me too, Tim.
I wanted to
Hashtag
put my elbow in his cleavage.
Hashtag me too, Tim.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
All right,
Tell us your picks, Tim.
My first pick is Young Monsters in Love, #1.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day
I
special.
have a girlfriend.
Who's publishing this?
It is DC. It seems to be a collection of stories from different artists and different authors.
First love.
And it has a picture of Swamp Thing kissing
Mark Warnock.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Swamp Thing. That is Mark. No, it's no.
That's me after like a day and a half of showering.
Oh, Claire, come here.
It's Swamp Thing kissing Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh.
And It's just love stories featuring monsters from the DC universe and others.
Well, the Universal
80
monsters.
pages.
80 pages. Yep. It's
A lot of
one-off-
pages.
One-off for the year. $10.
That's awesome.
Looks
Yeah,
fun.
looks
Good
cool.
pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice. I can't
Yeah.
believe you said that.
So next, I'm excited for this.
Of
I'm a
course you
big
are.
Aquaman fan. I don't know if you guys
No.
knew this.
No, really? You don't say.
I actually just caught up on Aquaman.
Yeah.
But Mira has her own solo comic coming out. It's Mira, Queen of Atlantis
Ooh.
by DC. Go figure.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So it looks good. Let's see, written by Dan Abnett.
Oh,
art
very
by
cool.
Lan Medina.
Ooh.
The
Funky
cover's very
Comedina.
nice. Yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm looking forward to it.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then over here,
Oh, here we go.
You
I
stole
know.
that from me.
Jump,
Yeah.
You just jumped to the back. I love that.
I know
You
Mark
stole that from me. I was
is
quite
excited for
disappointed.
this. From Boom Studios,
Boom.
Jim Henson's Labyrinth #1. It is apparently the backstory
Oh, Gareth, you're so dreamy.
of Gareth, the Goblin King.
Hmm.
So it follows him a little bit as a kid being adopted by goblins and becoming what we know him to be. David Bowie.
Awesomest villain ever.
And this
Yeah.
is, you got a nice selection of very incentive covers.
Ooh.
The art looks great. Like just from the cover, it looks fun.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And it was David Bowie, so you
yeah.
can't go
Who
wrong.
doesn't love a good Bowie book?
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice pick.
Let's see, gotta go back a little bit more.
He's going
Black.
deep into the back of the book.
Yeah, I was curious. From Lion Forge, which I've never heard of, but
Yep.
it sounds cool.
Yeah.
We got Black Comics Returns, which has this awesome. It caught my eye because of all the cool colors and the style that it's got going on. But it's pretty much stories from African American artists and authors and depicting black characters and
Is this the book that Professor was talking about at CliffsCon?
probably
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
He was talking about that.
because there's
something
no way
like that.
he wouldn't know about this.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Professor Foster, big shout out on the show.
He's the man.
Wow, I didn't see that before. It's 200 pages.
That's a lot of
For-
pages.
Yeah, $30. So you get a lot there.
It's worth it.
Yeah, and it looks great. Like,
This
yeah.
looks fantastic right there. Jeez.
Yeah,
Well, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
that does look. It does look really good. If you have your previews catalog,
Exactly.
yeah. This is all the same book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic.
That's really good. Looks
And that's
really
from Lion Forge.
Lion Forge.
Lion
Okay,
Forge.
very cool.
Do you know them?
Yeah, we saw a couple of their books at the shop today.
Oh yeah. Okay, I missed it then.
Hey, all right.
All right, so we got Volume 2. My next pick is Volume 2 of The Damned, trade paperback from Oni.
Ooh.
I was not familiar with this, but it looks really cool. It's Prohibition era gangster stuff, but with demons, and the main character is an immortal guy that is kind of trying to keep them in line. And yeah, it looks great. The art is really cool.
That's right. Yeah, and you're looking at it like that's
Yeah,
not
like they have
cover
a
art.
picture
That's
of it. It's-
kind of very Matt Smith, kind of Mike Mignola esque.
Yep. Who is it? Let's see. Brian Hurt? Is that
Very nice. It's very nice stuff.
Yeah.
I can speak to that. We have that in the office, believe it or not.
Oh, do we?
Yep.
I would
We
love
have the
to look-
first issue of that.
That'd be cool to check out.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool style. And then the last pick I have, also from Oni, is the Black Metal Omnibus. It's a collection of this story called Black Metal, featuring two kids who are into metal music, and eventually they play a song backwards on an album, and they discover their destiny. I'm not very familiar with it, but it sounds fun. It is
Rick
a fun
Spears.
style.
That's
Yep.
a big name right there.
Spears. Chuck Beebe, I don't know.
It
That
looks
name.
like great artwork though.
But yeah, it looks fun. And it is, where's the... I thought here we go. 472 pages.
Holy smokes.
So, for 25 bucks.
For 25
That's
bucks,
not
you
bad.
pretty go wrong with that
Yeah.
at all.
Looks fun. As a metal
pretty cool.
fan, I like a little bit of a shout out.
And that's Oni Press, right?
Oni. Yep.
All right, another good pick. Tim, I'm appreciating this.
You.
You got any more? Is that it for you?
That was it for me.
Alright.
Mark, you next?
No,
or I'm
you're next.
going next?
You're going
All
next.
right. Mark's saving himself for the big heckle fest that's coming up last.
Yes, I figured it's might as well.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't count. I flagged the
I
Conan
picked
book.
Conan,
Yep, it's
and
true.
I picked Conan 2.
Here's something
And I
cool.
picked Red Sonja.
The Spider King, #1. This is from IDW. written by Josh Van and illustrated by Simone Di Armini. This looks really cool. Really tight arc. Very tight art. I would say this again, very reminiscent to like the Jeff Smith, Matt Smith kind of storytelling. Even a little bit of a Paul Pope vibe here. Ooh. Gorgeous colors. I really like that. It is a floppy comic. It's going to be a full color 32-page book, only $4. Oh. It does say here, it's a 26-page story, Vikings versus Aliens, reprinting the critically acclaimed, award-winning Kickstarter graphic novel. Aha!
That sounds cool.
So there you go.
I don't know if you saw this, Matt, but it's also certified cool.
That means, you know what, Tim? I'm glad you brought that to my attention. Yeah. That means I have good taste.
That's go crazy.
Also in the IDW section, Prison Ship. This is older material written by Bruce Jones, drawn by Esteban Maroto.
Esteban Maroto.
Oh, yeah. Sci-fi awesomeness, showcasing the beautiful black and white art of the renowned Spanish artist Esteban Maroto. Diana Jacklighter has been assigned to what should be an easy mission, transporting a group of criminals in suspended animation. Obviously, something bad's going to happen. This is a hardcover black and white book for $20, 96 pages, 8.5 by 11. So I think if you were into kind of the classic heavy metal kind of stuff, I think you would find a lot to be excited about.
I like that style a lot. That's really cool.
He did a lot of Conan stuff back in the day. So
there you go.
Well, there's your connection.
There's the connection.
That's how you know.
Now we know why you picked it.
Well,
This guy once walked by a Conan book.
Oh my God, I need it.
You should read it.
I think I flagged something else in here. I've got WWE flagged for my daughter. I did flag it. It's the legendary Red Sonja from Dynamite.
So you know you're going to talk about it, just talk about it. Just because we all know you like Conan doesn't mean you can't talk about Red Sonja.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not crazy about her not living at home. Like, right now, Cull and Conan do not live at home, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, jeez.
I know. It's like negative picks.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Robert Silverberg's Downward to the Earth. This is by Humanoids Publishing. If you're familiar with anything that they've done, they do awesome work. Meta Barons. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Carthago, which I'm also very curious about. Tough Thing, it's $30, but it's 9 by 13 hardcover, 108 pages. This looks insane.
Yeah.
It looks insane. Gorgeously painted illustration. Oh, I don't know.
I almost picked that one. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Just the cover alone was like, wow, I need to know what that is.
Yeah, it's very intriguing.
I want to know what it's about.
Yeah, it is. It's wild.
Tell me your story.
Is that my pick? Oh, one more. Here we go. This is from Titan Comics. It's called Atlas and Axis. Artist writer Pow. 64 pages, $6. It's Bone meets Vikings. It's funny animals on an adventure story. Here's the little write-up. When roaming warriors Atlas and Axis return home to find their village has been destroyed by Viking raiders, they set off on a perilous journey across land and sea to save their friends. This looks like so much fun. I can't... From the looks of it, I will say it looks like it's an all-ages book. I will let you know when it shows up. I think that's it for me. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
So those are my picks for February. Everybody's living in the back. Hey, Tom Van Zant, the owner of Radboo Comics, is here.
Wow, very cool.
Big shout out.
My pick's actually a two for the very first pick. First one's Dashley and Muttley number 6. I started reading these when I first started out, and they are exceptionally good. It's the old Dashley and Muttley story, but now brought into the present time. It's very cool. I think you all should check it out. And they're actually doing the same kind of thing, but with Snagglepuss from the old Hanna-Barbera days.
I think it's
Exit stage left.
Ben Caldwell, right, on the cover credits?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes,
he's a great guy.
Yeah. So those two are out. They'll both be out in February. Regular price, nothing crazy. I think you should check those out. Other pick.
Oh, nice.
Tim was very aggravated that I picked this and he didn't. Featured item of the month, Dead of Winter Good Dog. It's the big book version of the series that they've had going on. It's an advanced solicit for April, so don't get too crazy. You can order it, but it won't come out till April. It's 112 pages, $15 soft cover. It's the Dead of Winter series, all done up. It's a little bit of black and white, mixed in with some color as well, but it's super cool. It's about an awesome dog who fights zombies.
Oni Press, right? How many pages in that bad boy?
112 for $15.
That's not bad.
Does that say it as a board game? That comes
It was
with
originally a board game. Dead of Winter was
okay.
originally a board game.
Is that another solicitation for the game right there?
Yes, right there is a
Based
board game.
on-
Yep.
Yeah, based on the
Based
board
on
game.
Plaid Hat Games' award-winning tabletop game, Dead of Winter.
Wow.
In the board game, there wasn't a dog. The dog was added into the comic book.
Oh, okay.
But
Good pick.
It looks cute.
it's super cool. I think people should check out Dead of Winter.
All right.
I've enjoyed it immensely.
And then Mark's jumping over to the House of Ideas.
Into the place where comic book movies actually exist. Marvel has got Infinity Countdown, Adam Warlock #1. Can't go wrong with Adam Warlock. He will be featured in the next Guardians movie, more than likely, or at least will show up somewhere in Avengers coming up soon. But find out about Adam Warlock. He is back, reborn in the realm of the dead. He's seeking the Soul Stone, so starting to connect those movies to the comic books. That's how they work over at Marvel.
And you know what's funny is I'm reading the Captain Marvels that feature Jim Starlin's work, and I know that Adam Warlock wasn't he held quite a large part of those stories, right? Pip the Troll,
I think so, yeah.
Gamora, and Drax. They were the Infinity Watch, I believe.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep,
All right. Very
yep.
cool.
Speaking of Infinity Countdown Prime #1, the Hulk variant cover is by Marcus Martin. Trading card variant cover by John Tyler Christopher. It's a one-shot, 40 pages. It is a countdown to their big Infinity Countdown.
Wait.
check that out.
You picked a book about what?
It's the primer for the countdown to infinity.
Is that what that is? To
Yeah.
infinity?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Why are you looking at it like it's some
Because I thought I was reading Infinity
foreign language?
Right now. Oh, how did I miss that?
I don't know, but I
forgot
found it.
about
You
that.
didn't. Marvel
It's
Comics
not even in the right
Digest.
spot. It's in the wrong company. Yeah, that's awesome.
Marvel's next comic digest will be Avengers featuring Black Panther.
Very cool.
One printing only, as always, on sale on Valentine's Day.
Oh, get it for that special
Yeah,
someone.
get it for a special someone. So, honey, I know what you can get me for Valentine's Day. A Marvel Comics Digest, Avengers featuring Black Panther.
I love
Nerd.
those. I love those.
That's all
You know
you
why I
want.
missed it? Because the
wasn't in the big
solicitation.
book.
It is in here, but it looks like an ad. It doesn't look like a solicitation. We talked about this
see?
on Monday night, and I forgot all about it. Good for
Oh,
you.
There you go.
Good for you.
And I had to throw in a little bit of Star Wars. Star Wars Thrawn, the story of Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of 6. It is the whole story of how Thrawn became the Grand Admiral of the Empire and probably one of the most awesome villains in Star Wars history, who has not made it into the movies yet.
Wait,
which
so
I am very aggravated about.
what novel series did he come from? He came from.
He came from Omnibus, maybe one of those. He came from right after it was after Return of the Jedi.
It was a 3-part series.
Into
Was it
that-
Dark Empire?
I think it was Dark Empire, I believe, if I remember correctly.
And they're honoring him in there.
Yes, he's now getting his own book finally.
He looks cool.
He shows up in Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon. He's a big character in that now,
As
as Grand Admiral Thrawn.
an admiral?
Yeah. So he's showing up in Rebels, which takes place before New Hope. So the thought
so
process
there's the
is,
weird thing
the
because
thought
Thrawn
process
was
is that he's going to get sent off somewhere during the actual Galactic War, and I think he is Grand Admiral Snoke, but no one wants to believe me.
Oh,
You heard it here first, kids, and I also told you on last week's Monday podcast who Ray's parents are, so you can check that out as well.
well, I
on
will not be
Geekonomics.
listeing to that. I don't want to hear any
Who
of
I
that.
think they are. Who I think they are.
So there, look at that. Timothy Zahn books, Heir of the Empire. Thanks, Josh. Thanks,
So-
Josh. We have stand-in fake listeners.
Yeah.
Josh is actually not a real person. We just set up Facebook in the other room.
There you go.
make it
So
look
check
we
all
have
those
more
out. We're
viewers.
back with a very quick free lunch menu where Matt will tell you all the stuff going out at free lunch in the coming weeks.
Woo, it's true. All right, thank you.
Geekonomics with Marc and Brian, a weekly nerd podcast. Talk about all sorts of stuff covering all of nerddom. Brian, what else? What is the main things we talk about on our show? List them off, Brian.
Movies, comics, TV shows, music, video games,
anything, big things every week, talking about big topics, big nerd stuff. It is Geekonomics!
Twin Peaks Unwrapped, hosted by Ben and Brian. If you love Twin Peaks The Return, Fire Walk With Me, or anything that originates from the dark and twisted mind of David Lynch, you will love Twin Peaks Unwrapped, a weekly podcast show that usually airs on Wednesdays. This week it was a little early. That reviews current Twin Peaks episodes and past projects, including their books, fan magazines, actors, producers, you name it. Twin Peaks Unwrapped. You can find it on iTunes, Podbean, and Facebook. That is Twin Peaks Unwrapped, my favorite podcast program, hosted by Ben and Brian.
All right, welcome back to Freelance Comic News. It's the final segment of the show where Matt talks about all the stuff going on over at the Freelance Studios, located in Terrafil. Matt, what's going on over at the Freelance Comic Book Studios?
All right, well, I'll be happy to tell you. Today's Thursday, so we're finishing up the, we've got Thirsty Thursday tonight, where we're going to be drawing together from 7 until 9:30. Last night, we met for the last time as it pertains to the dragon-themed... dragon-themed Wednesday night comic and manga
club.
Sway
there because he can draw dragons really well.
He wasn't there. He was like skulking in a corner watching everyone draw. So we just had the last class last night. So all the students have a week to finish up their 5- and 8-page stories,
and
they're going to
all of a sudden what happened over there.
They're going to turn them in, and I will publish it in comic form. Next week in the office is Star Wars week, so the Kids Jam will be Star Wars themed. We'll probably have some Star Wars fun for the Thirsty Thursday, and then we're going to actually have Star Wars night. The night the movie opens, we'll do some Jedi drawing and eat some Womp Rat turds. That's an open drop-in night, so you can come in at 4 o'clock and draw with us until 7. So it'll be a lot of fun. The following day, which I believe is December 16th, we're going to have Mini Comic Madness, which is our mini comic drawing or mini comic creation competition. You're actually competing to win a championship belt. You can be the mini comic champ for 2018. Yes, we put the belt on you at the end of 17 to have you carry it through the year.
The champ is here.
That's right. And then we're not going to have a Monday Night Jam on Christmas Day, but we'll come up with something for ourselves to do. But we will have our holiday jam the Monday before Christmas. He is sick. He is sick for real. You can hear it. You can hear it in your voice.
And we're stuck in a room with him.
I know.
I'm doing it in a corner.
Outbreak monkey. Yeah. And then
it's because I've been talking so much, my throat's drying up.
We're going to do a miniature painting afternoon after the Christmas holiday, I believe on the 28th. And that's going to go from noon until 4, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then the following day, on the 29th, we're going to do a little bit of D&D roleplay gaming, which will be fun. I forgot, the Thirsty Thursday before the holiday is the D&D event. Yeah. Which we are at capacity. So if you want to join that, you have to actually sign up. We are not taking any more players for the third Thursday of the month. Can you believe we're saying that?
Wow.
Yeah, we are there.
Also, for this coming one, it's starting like an hour early.
That's right, for the new players.
Yeah, an hour early, so people can enroll their own characters and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Tim, for reminding me. So that's kind of we are closed to new players and new participants on those nights. On the third Thursday, every other Thursday we're open, but the third Thursday we are not. Another thing, we're still doing
have to start another night.
No, we're good with one. The private lessons, we're still doing those. We're actually going to race back in about 10 minutes to do one of those private lessons coming up. And then this is a big deal.
Shuffle time.
The comic book shuffle is coming in January, and if you want to participate in that, let me know. We obviously have to talk a little bit about it. We can communicate through Facebook or through email, however you want to get in touch with me. The big deal is the format of the show is going to change. And we're still going to do the news. We're still going to do the convention report. But we're going to start introducing live drawing experiences for you to watch and follow along. We're still ironing out the details. The terrain is in for the office. For the people that come to the office, they see it. You can't ignore it. It's bigger than life. We're super excited about this. We want to be able to provide an interactive experience. See, and we're already getting a great response. Thank you, Ange. You're such a great, loyal fan of this show. I want to keep aspects of this show going.
Yes.
But I really want to take it to the next level, and I want to interact with the viewership. You guys are hearing about it here first. It's going to be through Patreon as the the strainer, as far as how we're going to get people to it. As far as how we're going to deliver that to you, we're still figuring it out. Tim and I are actually trying all these different things. We had Chris Vizakis in the office the other day trying things with us. It's exciting. It's intimidating at the same time. But the things that we're trying are so exciting. I don't know. And Tim, I have to thank you, and I'm going to give you credit, and I hope you can give a shout out to your teachers, people that might be watching. You know, Free Lunch is taking on a lot of incentives that we wouldn't have had time to do if not for you. You know, and you're up in the game for interns. You know, they're the Hallowed.
Way to go, Tim.
The Hallowed Halls now have your name in there, and you are in there with Elise and Gabby. I'm proud of you. I'm honored to have you. I know we're coming to the end of the internship, but I wanted to give you some on-air credit here. You are giving me and the studio the opportunity to go in new directions, which I am excited about and I'm thankful for.
Yeah, I've enjoyed my time, and I like helping and knowing that I help in some way. And thanks for the college credit.
Thanks for the easy A.
Well, and you can talk about this when you do your class tomorrow, you know, but you know, if they want to watch and they want to see the different, I couldn't be any prouder. This is Tim did not know I was going to do this.
Of course you didn't. Why would he?
I would not tell
shown
him.
up if
No,
you did.
that's true. He would have skipped it.
He would have not come over.
I wrote the script.
Yeah.
It is right here. Tim is great. Big red letters. The E is backwards here, Tim.
I know.
Tim is an attractive gentleman.
Tim is great. No, but I'm very thankful and I'm very excited. You know, very, very excited. And there are things that Tim's working on that we still can't even talk about.
Can we just say one thing that starting January will be 20 years of freelance comics.
Well, that's kind of what that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I
gotta say, that's not I don't say this to you often. I probably never said this to you before, but as a person who does a lot of his own stuff, like my own stuff on the side and everything, watching you and seeing that you've been able to do this for 20 years and make a living out of it is quite inspirational.
Well, don't give me that much credit because I did.
No, I mean, you've done this. You took an idea.
I disappeared into the ether and went into our fake name and all this other stuff.
I know, but you did the whole thing. You know, bucked the trend and went off on your own, and you built this with Steve, and you guys started this whole thing.
So if you want to count that, you could say 12 years.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but yeah. I mean, you didn't. You know, a lot of people wouldn't have done that, and you did, and you've turned it into something, and it's, I think, on the verge of becoming something really big.
Well, I'm excited. I'm thankful to hear that. Oh God, we're gonna have to sign off.
It's got really too emotional.
This is so bad.
What happened here?
So you know what? And this is, you know what's nice about this? This is the season. You know, they say it should be nice, but we should be doing this all year. We need to be good to each other. You know, support each other and doing all the awesome things.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my freelance shirt. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this up for this week.
Gabe, thanks for tuning in. He's like, "What's up? We're done.
What's up? We're done.
We're done.
Thanks for showing up.
We should. We'll try to squeeze one more in before the holiday.
Oh, probably, yeah.
We'll try.
No guarantees, but we'll try.
Remember, prizes.
Prizes.
Oh.
We have.
If you share this,
Share this Facebook Live
or the podcast,
or the
link,
podcast on Facebook.
Justice
we have a
League.
Cyborg Justice League promo poster,
or
your choice of a zombie
hunting
permit.
Made by Free Lunch.
That's
Either
right.
from New York, Massachusetts, or Connecticut.
That's right. So we're not going to sign off with any links. You guys know it. We're just going to kill this, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Twitter, Facebook, the whole 9 yards.
We'll
Check
see you
them all
guys
out.
at the next show.
We'll see you all in a couple weeks, hopefully. And if not, we'll see you around the bend.
We'll see you.
It's Free Lunch Comic Book News.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.